What up, though, y'all? How y'all living? Now, I know a lot of y'all done seen this video already with about the young lady who was unalived by the ICE agents, so on and so forth. And it's a tragic story. It's one that really didn't have to happen. Now, my point of view on this may be different from people on either side. But before I give my point of view, let's look at it and see what went on. I know a lot of y'all saw this video already. Well, let's watch it again.
In her final seconds alive, Renee Good can be heard telling ICE agent Jonathan Ross that she has no issues with him as he walks around her car stopped in the street. ICE says,
Now, take it from a black person. The Black Panthers, they never interrupted the police doing their job unless they was breaking the law. They would stand by, stand out the way from a safe distance. This is not how you protest. This is not how you protest, I repeat. This is risking your life. And this, let's just take it away from the police per se. If you try to stop a mailman from delivering the mail, he might fight you. You try to stop an electrician from finishing creating a connection, he might fight you. You try to stop a dog from protecting his yard, he might bite you. We all have a job to do, and it's nobody's job to get in the way of somebody else doing their job. Now, let's just be clear. We do have a problem with illegal immigration. Now, there were government officials that allowed them in, government officials that allowed them to scam the system, and then there's government officials who don't want them here, government officials who don't want them scamming the system. But the thing is, the government stays in commerce either way. Now, these Republicans and Democrats that allowed these people in here, they work together every day. This is a problem that could have been solved long before it got down to our citizens, to us as citizens. But it's not one that got solved. I also tell you another thing with all of you illegal immigrant sympathizers. I live in a border town. Another country is 15 minutes away from my house, literally. As a matter of fact, they just built a bridge where you could walk from my neighborhood all the way to another country. Now, I say that to say this. Most Detroiters, one in every four, in my experience of meeting people, one out of every four Michiganders has tried to cross that bridge in a way they shouldn't have. And out of the one in four people that I know did this, all of them got caught. All of them had their lives interrupted. All of them got detained. All of them got turned around. And most of them are not even allowed to go to Canada anymore. Is Canada wrong for that? No. They have to protect their country. We have to respect their rules if we want to visit. And that is global law. Now, what I've come to see is America is the only place letting people in here illegally. And we're also the only place where we're subsidizing illegal migrants over our citizens. Now, I don't care if you're a Republican or Democrat, but if you're an American paying American taxes and America's going to help people, wouldn't you want it to be your fellow countrymen first? Would you really want people who are not supposed to be here rape, robbing, and pillaging off our system? In Minneapolis, they're in the billions of money stolen from the state and federal. Why are we as Americans condoning and defending that? That's first. But let's go on.
Good and her wife.
It'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later.
Now, I want to point this out as well. These are obviously two lesbians. And what stuck out to me here is a husband would never put his wife in that situation. A husband wouldn't allow his wife to put herself in that situation. Because you know what can happen. Now, the delusion that them with their cell phones are a match for ICE agents is crazy. And from my understanding, this is on this lady's block, or she lives on this street. She should have went home. She should have went home. Her wife should have went home.
Closely following an operation. Ross has no body cam. He's using his cell phone here. Good's wife says this
Go get yourself some lunch, big boy.
before another agent yells for Good to get out of the car.
Now, what is all of this doing? You're not stopping them from doing their job. You're only annoying them. And that's not to say the cops or the ICE agents are correct, but let's just be honest. You're annoying them. You're in the way, but you are not stopping them.
Her wife then yells at her to go.
Now, look, this is what got me. The wife yells, she bagging the car up. The wife told her, look, the wife
Ross
can't
is
get in the
now in front of the car as Good reverses, then drives forward. Gunfire is heard. Good's car.
Now, that was sad. That was sad. And what's even more sad about this is that guy was preparing to shoot somebody. He switched his phone from one hand to another, took his pistol out. He was preparing to shoot somebody, and a man would have noticed that. But these two women did not. They did not at all. And that could have been a little bit worse because she could have drug her wife along on the car. I don't think she could have hit one of them, but if you ever driven on ice and snow, you never can be 100% sure where your car is going to go.
Then crashes into two others that are parked.
Wow.
She later dies.
It's still not clear whether or not he had time to get out of the way or simply, resort to lethal force.
Dr. Alex Carmen is a federal law enforcement consultant who is.
Now, we're not going to get into what they got to say. First of all, in my opinion, that officer shouldn't have shot because he could have hit one of his fellow officers because they're all were moving in tandem around that car. He could have hit the lady that was outside of the car. He could have hit a bystander. He could have hit anybody. He could have caused her to hit him by shooting her. You don't know what's going to happen when you shoot somebody and they're behind the wheel of a 2,000-pound vehicle. You have no idea. And he was wrong. She was wrong for being out there in the first place. And what I want to tell you guys is that we are all being used. We are all being used. She was being used as a martyr. He is being used as an example. We're all being used for a fight that has nothing to do with us. Now, as a black person, I'm staying the hell out of this because I've seen my fair share of it. A black person would have been killed before. As soon as a black person got involved, as soon as a black person, he would have been killed before. So the fact that she got to play before she got killed is she got more than a black person would have. The fact that she thought that she could do that shows that she had a life of not being treated how black people are. Because as a black man, no matter how righteous I am, I know it's a way that I have to fight and a way that I cannot. And I know for a fact doing that is something that I cannot do. I feel sorry for this lady. But I feel more sorry for the fact that she put herself in that situation. And this is the problem with some of these things that we do out here. The breakdown of the family is not just about the protection and the structure that it gives a kid. That protection and structure is for everybody involved in the family. And when you drop your kids off at school, you're supposed to be making home for them. Be that you're at work, be that you're cooking dinner, be that you're cleaning house, be that whatever. You're supposed to be making home for them, not defending people who have already broken the law. This is ridiculous. And I got to say, I've never seen white people fight so hard for anything. I've never seen black people argue so much for anything. If you're an American and you want to fight for people who don't have their rights, fight for a black person. At least they're American too. You probably won't get killed for it, and you'll probably actually make a difference. But when you're fighting for people who don't have a legal right to be here, and our country is hemorrhaging money, and generally all of these people are being connected to crimes, That's not a fight worth fighting. Not at all. Not at all. And on that note, we out of here. To me, this don't have much to do about race or sexuality, but everything to do about being used. And I'm sorry to admit it, they're using a lot of you lesbians to push their agenda. And I'm sure you didn't fight for your rights to push the agenda of illegals. Or maybe you did. I'm not sure. But if you're choosing to fight against ICE in this manner, this is what a lot more people are going to end up getting. And I notice a lot of people blaming Trump, but let me tell you something. It's only Trump so much that Donald Trump can do without Congress. And then anybody who knows anything about history, you know the president even have to follow orders. There is a government beneath the president. And not only that, the president is only president for 4 years. There are people just as powerful as him in government who have their job for 20 plus years. So tell me who you think has more say so. Because they'll still have their job when Trump is no longer president. And some of these same agendas are going to be getting pushed still. We need to wake up. We out.